I am bringing you back to the electronic systems block diagram, the bird's eye view that we discussed in the first class. And you see now that we have covered quite some amount of topic. We have discussed quite some details about the plant, different types of the plant. We have discussed about PWM. We have discussed about how to interface sensors to the A to D, the analog signal processing block, very important block. All the sensors and transducers will have to pass through the analog signal processing block before being converted by an A to D converter into the digital domain, to be converted into the digital domain. So once you are in the digital domain, there are several digital domain processing that you need to do. And that is the objective of this topic, discrete essentials. So what does it mean? So once you see that the signal from the analog domain passes through the A to D and is brought into the digital domain, you need to filter them in the discrete domain. So you may have to use a moving average filter, you may have to use a glitch filter. All those filters come under two broad categories, that is the FIR filters, the finite impulse response filters, and the IIR filters, the infinite impulse response filters. And you need some background on Z transforms, the Z plane. So we will discuss about these topics, these essential topics for what we need to do in the digital domain. And also going further, you will be building the controller in the discrete domain, in the digital domain. And the output of the controller is given to the PWM in most cases, where the PWM is inbuilt in the discrete domain or in the digital domain. So we need to see how all these things get done in the digital domain, and for that there is some background that is needed, which we will discuss in the course of this topic, and see that you are ready to build blocks, algorithms in the discrete domain, taking the signals that are coming in from the analog domain through the A to D, and you should be able to put back into the analog domain through a pulse width modulator or a DAC, such that the entire system is controlled. So you also will be monitoring feedback, you will be gathering the signals, information through the transducer sensors, process it in the digital domain, control, pass it through a controller, and the output of the controller will drive an actuator, which is again back to the analog domain. So this is how most of the electronic systems will operate, will behave, and the focus of this topic right now would be how to handle the signals in the digital domain. So therefore, this topic of discrete essentials. So essentially I will be covering topics related to sampling, some on Z plane, Z plane mapping, the Z transforms, of course, in an intuitive way. We will discuss that, and then some discussion we shall have on filters, both the FIR and IIR filter, and how to from the generic models of FIR and IIR filter, how do you do specific filters like low pass filter, integrator, differentiator, moving average filter, these kind of things, which will help us in different parts of the digital domain processing. So that is the objective. So let us take up this topic, discuss this.